Good afternoon. Well, good evening. It's a minute to 7. My name is Eamon Hotep Parker. I'm the host of Urban Facts. And I'd like to thank you guys for tuning in. Today we'll be talking about gun violence and safety precautions for individuals that own weapons, well, handguns. This show is brought to you by the Ethel Lee Zachary Foundation, and we support impoverished urban youth excuse me, and their communities. The foundation was started during the pandemic, so we really are serious about helping out the youth in our organization to give them a brighter future. Just a side note, we were selected, the foundation, to work with Buford Elementary School in regards to helping students learn the structural components of an essay to help get them into middle school. So we're very excited about working with Buford Elementary School. So let's get started. Let's see here. So, gun violence is a serious issue that's going on throughout the world. You have children killed literally every day from the mishandling of firearms, whether it's in someone's home or excuse me, wrong place, wrong time, things of that nature. We want to give people a better insight, in regards my acid reflex. Give people a better insight in regards to the laws and safeties in owning a weapon, a handgun. So let's just go over exactly what a handgun is. The Pennsylvania Uniform Firearms Act. I'm sorry. The Pennsylvania Uniform Firearms Act defines firearm as any pistol or revolver with a barrel less than 15 inches, any shotgun with a barrel less than 18 inches, any rifle with a barrel of less than 16 inches, or any pistol, revolver, shotgun, or rifle with an overall length of less than 26 inches. However, several sections of the law include a broader definition that includes all firearms, i.e. handguns, rifles, and shotguns, and pertains to that section only. This distinction should be closely noted when interpreting the statutes. Attorney General Josh Shapiro issued a legal opinion in December 2019 that 80% lower receives are considered firearms. A legal challenge ensured, and the Commonwealth Court issued a preliminary injunction. I would say that if you don't necessarily need a firearm, a rifle or a handgun, most commonly a handgun, in your home or your possession, then I just wouldn't get one. Just from reading the definition, it's clearly stating that it's other laws that come into play. Just in the description of a firearm itself. So, in unintentional shootings, it says a recent study estimates that 4.6 million children in America live in a home with an unlocked and loaded gun. I got this information from a ceasefire.org. Safe storage. Safe storage is the link on their website. A lot of gun violence is starting at home. Well, starts at home. Not intentional, as I just read. Sometimes it's an accident. Sometimes it's not. Sad to say, it starts in the home. Here's a story just from, common situations. You got two friends in a home. One of the friends is, has a handgun. You know what I mean? Accidentally shoots his friend, the friend he's in the home with. The friend passes away. Did he shoot the friend intentionally? No. It was an unintentional shooting. But things like this can be prevented if we're properly keeping firearms locked away in homes. Now, I know you guys probably saying, what about the individuals, if it's the parent or the owner of the home? That's what this video is for, to help these individuals that may or may not understand the safety precautions involved with owning a firearm. So a state permit is not required in Pennsylvania to purchase a firearm. In other states it is. Unfortunately, in Pennsylvania it's not. Now, Title 18, Section 6111.4, registration of firearms, basically is saying that the section in this chapter is contrary. Nothing in this chapter shall be construed to allow the government or law enforcement agency or any agent thereof to create, maintain or operate any registry of firearms ownership in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. For the purposes of this section only, the term firearm shall include any weapon that is designed to or may readily be converted to expel any projectile by the action of the explosive or the frame or receiver of any such weapon. So basically, Pennsylvania has a registry of people that own firearms. When you purchase a firearm, it's a background check that's done. If you have a criminal record, any mental health issue, or anything of that nature, then that could and will deny you from being able to purchase a firearm. So a license to carry. So this license does not make you John Wayne, does not make you a cop, doesn't make you a rifleman, RoboCop, anything like that. It doesn't mean that you can just go outside and start shooting people up because you got a piece of paper that says you got a license to carry. That's not what that is. This license is for an individual. An individual must have a Pennsylvania license to carry firearms. Now this is for Pennsylvania. On firearm license form from any other state to carry a handgun in a vehicle in Pennsylvania. Long guns are not allowed to be transported loaded. The license to carry is just that. You can carry the firearm on your person, your body, if you have like a holster, however you decide to carry it around, hopefully safe. Now I know it just said that you can carry it in your vehicle. The weapon must be not loaded in your vehicle. That's just a law in Pennsylvania. I don't know what the law is anywhere else. I live in Pennsylvania, so I looked up the law here. Now, if you can't purchase a gun, then 9 times out of 10, you might not be able to get a license to carry. Now, am I right about this? No, I'm not. And then, by the way, I'm not an expert in firearm safety. I'm just sharing some information that I researched. I guess that might kind of make me an expert, but I'm not a professional expert. I'm the CEO of this organization, and we care about the safety of kids. That's why we're, presenting this information to, people who may be watching this video, so they can be more safe. Now, here's the part on how individuals who are not qualified to purchase a weapon, actually get the weapon or the handgun or whatever they're looking for. So this term is called a straw purchase. So it's buying a gun for someone who is prohibited by law from possessing one, or for someone who does not want his or her name associated with the transaction. That is a straw purchase. I can't speak for everybody, but I know it's females that are involved with guys in the streets, or maybe vice versa. Guys involved with females in the streets that are doing exactly what I just mentioned. You know what I mean? First of all, if you're with an individual that is not legally capable of purchasing a firearm, then that should ring something in your head, like what's going on with him? You know what I mean? Because that's a serious offense. I mean, it's not a serious offense because you can't buy a firearm because of a criminal check, but you might want to find out the reasons why Jamal down the street can't buy a firearm. You know what I mean? Because it could be something that might save your life. You know what I mean? It could, be anything. An illegal firearm purchase, straw purchase, is a federal crime. So unless you're ready to go to jail, I wouldn't do this. And a lot of people are taking this so lightly because literally it's like the easiest thing to do for someone that's trying to just, have an illegal transaction for a friend that can't, legally get a firearm. Now, I'm not putting out techniques on how to buy illegal firearms. That's definitely not what I'm doing. I'm letting it be a realization to you that your state of being as a parent, if you are one, could be a college student, a grandmother, anybody. You shouldn't be purchasing firearms for someone that is not that does not have the proper requirements to earn or to own a firearm. I don't know why I keep talking about it. An illegal firearm purchase can bring a felony conviction sentence of 10 years in jail and a fine up to $250,000. Now, I did this research online. You can do the same for yourself. But 10 years in jail because you're trying to satisfy your book, or they persuaded you into getting this firearm because they got some beef with somebody down the street, or they trying to protect the home. If this individual, male or female, was trying to protect the home, then there's other options to do that. And if they feel as though that they really need a firearm, then they themselves should go through the proper channels to make sure that they can purchase a firearm. Buying a gun for someone who can't cost you buying a gun for someone who can't could cost you your good name and land you in big trouble. And that's absolutely right. A lot of people may have good jobs, good standing in the community, or anything. You could be a college student. You don't want to be a college student and then you already got a felony record because you thought you was just trying to help out a friend. It's not that easy. I mean, it's not just that simple. You know what I mean? So, like I said, if they don't legally match the qualifications of buying a firearm, then they don't need one. So never buy a firearm for someone who is unwilling or unable to do so. Now, hold on. This acid reflex is kicking my butt. So, let's just say you did buy a firearm, and for whatever reason, somebody wanted to buy it from you. You can absolutely do that. Excuse me. As long as the individual fills out a 4473, which is a firearm transaction record. If you do this, I would recommend doing it online. It's basically the background check for the individual you're selling the firearm to. It ensures that the individual is legally capable of owning a firearm. That they don't have any criminal record, and they don't have any mental problems or anything like that, because you don't want the issue of gun violence to be a continuing problem and you being a participant in it. So just a few questions from this form. So let me see here. I'm printing out something. I guess I didn't print that part out. So anyway, so number 11 on the form. Answer the following questions by checking or marking yes or no in the boxes to the right of these questions. So the first question asks, are you the actual transferee / buyer of the firearm? Warning, you are not the actual transferee if you are acquiring the firearm on behalf of another person. If you are not the actual transferee / buyer, license cannot transfer the firearms to you. If you are picking up a prepared firearm for another person, you are not required to answer this section. So if you're picking it up for somebody else, they basically saying you don't have to answer that individual block. So here's where the criminal investigation starts. Are you under indictment or information in any court for a felony or any crime for which the judge could imprison you for more than 1 year? And then it says see the information on the back. I ain't print the information on the back, but I'm pretty sure it's saying don't be buying a gun for somebody else, because you're goofy behind can get arrested. This is how so many guns are getting on the street. Or the most common thing is your buddy has a gun, they call you up, and they say, hey, I'm having beef with so-and-so, let me hold your gun. It's a gun, people. It's not a cell phone. It's not your PlayStation. It's not a vehicle. It's not a cup of sugar. It's a gun. You can't kill somebody with a PlayStation. I mean, you could, but it's going to take a lot of effort. But you can easily kill somebody with a gun. Now, if you're that foolish to allow somebody to come to you, tell them what they need your gun for, the one that's registered in your name, if you registered it. Go out, possibly shoot somebody, come back, and give you the evidence, then you probably deserve to be in jail. But, just don't do that. I mean, I know I'm laughing, but it's old too common of a thing. So this is the form you need. It's 4473 firearms transaction record. It puts your name on the registry that we mentioned under where did I mention that at? Oh, I'm sorry. Under Title 18, 6111.4. So you need that. I don't care if it's your brother, if it's your mother, if it's Jesus. Yes, Jesus. You need to fill out 4473 to own a handgun. Obviously, Jesus don't need a handgun, but in case he did, you got to fill it out. Alright, so in the areas that we concentrate on with helping youth is impoverished urban areas. Some people like to call it the hood. These are the areas where individuals don't store firearms correctly. I'm pretty sure everybody remembers the episode of Good Times when James had his firearm in a shoebox in an unlocked closet. That is definitely a no-no. If I'm not mistaken, Michael got hold of the gun and he did something with it, and the family went into this great panic trying to find out what happened to the weapon, and they just found out that Michael just happened to take it. Leaving weapons just laying around a firearm is a very unsafe thing, especially if you just leave it on the table. If you just coming in from out the street and you lay your gun on the table, this ain't the old West. You're not wired. You ain't Doc Holliday. This ain't a Western. Like, put it away somewhere that kids can't reach it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be just coming in just haphazardly just putting your weapon on the kitchen table. I don't care if you do have a license to carry, if you just security guard for Macy's. It's an unsafe thing. Besides having a license to carry, some of these people should have a license for common sense, because these things that I'm mentioning is just some things just way too easy for something crazy to happen. So let's just go over some storage safety tips. How to store your gun safely in your home. Firearms must be stored unloaded. So if you feel as though that you need to store your gun loaded, then you might want to reconsider what you're doing outside. What type of lifestyle are you living that you need to have a loaded gun in your possession? That's the number one question. Because the actual situation that you may be looking for may not present itself. And you may have a child just like Michael that went and grabbed that gun from wherever you have it at, hopefully not the kitchen table, grab it, and let's just say the safety wasn't on. As soon as he grabbed that trigger, like, somebody let me look at their gun, just out of, I guess, the reaction, my finger automatically went around the trigger. Because it was a gun. So you kind of like, oh, it's a gun. So you just put your finger around the trigger. Like this. This ain't a gun, it's a remote. So, if that's the case, or they just sticking their hand in that box and grabbing this gun out, and they fire by accident, somebody could get shot. It won't be the person's fault that actually, grabbed the gun. It's going to be the individual who the gun is registered with. So, unloaded and locked in a location. So you should have a gun safe box, lockbox, and the gun should be separate from the ammunition. Now, in regards to that part, that's not, from my research, it's not an actual law. I'ma just assume that they mean like this is just a box. The box of ammunition. So this is your gun, and this is the ammunition. Like, this should be somewhere, and the gun should be somewhere else. Now, as far as the magazine with the gun, I would assume that should be with the gun, because if somebody do break into your home, you sure enough can't be like, hold on, let me go in the kitchen so I can get the magazine so I can shoot you. That's not about to happen. So I would just say, out of common sense, that the magazine and the gun should be in the same location. but locked for safety. The storage area should be cool, clean, and dry. Store guns horizontally with the muzzle pointing down. From the website that I got this from, the individual had the gun in a rack and it was pointing down like this. But they had like a gun closet. So, I guess that's how that would work. But if you just have like a lockbox, I would keep the gun unloaded in the box and then the magazine within the same box. You can't shoot somebody. I mean, you can't have a misfire with an unloaded gun. And make sure that the chamber is clear. So there are two types of guns, well, two types of handguns that I'm familiar with. One is a semi-automatic gun. It's like a 9mm. And the other one is a revolver. That's basically the gun where the barrel comes out of the weapon. It's not normally like a chamber of like 6 rounds, and you can put the barrel back inside the weapon and locks in place. Unloaded for that gun would be there's no bullets. Like this would be the barrel. No, the barrel right here, and the bullets will go around in this circle. So there'll be no bullets inside of the barrel. If this was the magazine, you just basically would just take the magazine from out of the gun, like my hand would be the gun, and then the gun has like a recoil chamber that you will pull back, and a cartridge would eject from the gun if it's a cartridge inside of it. But I would always just do it a few times just to make sure that you didn't miss it, because you want to be safe. You can't break the gun from doing that. I've been in the military, and if I didn't break it, then it can't be broken. Displaying guns in a glass case. Hold on. If you have a collection of guns and you have them stored in a glass case, you most definitely asking for it. You don't know who's coming into your house, who has been in your house, and might have said, hey, Fred has this great glass case with all these weapons in there, Desert Eagles, Civil War, muskets, so on and so forth. Now that information is out in the street for criminals, and it's going to now make you an easy target for someone to want to come in and break into your home and steal steal your weapons. So the National Enquirer, the Philadelphia Inquirer, suggests that you use a gun lock. So a gun lock is, if you remember, it's sort of like it's a thick steel wire, and one wire is permanently attached to the lock, and then it's another looping wire. Like it's just one wire, so it just goes in a loop, and it injects into the lock. So when the lock is unlocked, you put the wire through the barrel of the gun, and once it comes out, you lock the wire in place. Now you would have the gun in a locking position with the chamber locked in place, and then I would place that in a gun safe. If you don't have a gun safe, that would be the safest bet to actually secure your gun so somebody couldn't use it or hurt themselves with it. Safety tip: never leave your gun lying in a place where a child may pick it up. If you are new to owning a gun, you need training. I don't care how many Lethal Weapon movies you've seen, how many westerns you watched. Or how many times you seen your friend shoot at somebody or shoot a bottle from off of a gate. You need professional training. We're not talking about a water gun. We're not talking about a toy, you know, like a Nerf gun or something like that. We're talking about an actual firearm that can shoot out projectiles that can literally kill somebody. So you need training, safety training, how to handle the weapon. You need all that. I put a post on Facebook. Should a single mom own a firearm if they're in a violent area? In my opinion, I would say it would be a good idea. But if she doesn't, well, part of the post said with the correct precautions. So if she doesn't have the correct precautions, like the gun safe, she knows how to operate the weapon, all that, then I wouldn't recommend her doing that. You know what I mean? You can easily protect yourself with a bat, some mace, that may be a little sticky or tricky. You know, if the individual breaking into your home actually has a gun, but if you feel as though your life is in danger, then I definitely would, well, I mean, your life could be in danger due to the neighborhood that you live in, then I definitely would invest in that. It's just too easy to have these weapons or guns just placed in the street. And females, please stop allowing yourselves to have these nincompoops just talking you into going out buying a gun because their life is in danger. If your life is in danger, then why you want the corners every night? If your life is in danger, why you hanging out with Ricky and you know he's shooting at people or he doing all kinds of other crazy stuff or whatever like that? You know what I mean? If your life is in so much danger, then you probably might want to stay in the house if your life is in danger. You know what I mean? So, especially, you know, don't try to let them blackmail you. Like, oh, babe, if you love me, if he loved you, he wouldn't have you try to purchase a gun for you so you could possibly spend some time in jail because he feel like his life is in danger. It's a serious thing. And you have to take the seriousness of the situation at hand. And in the hood, purchasing a gun is about as easy as somebody buying a Snicker bar from the candy store. You can just, you know, contact one of your homies, like, hey, I got a beef, I need a gun, and, you know, you got the right amount of money, you got a gun. They're not having you fill out a 4473. They ain't having you fill out anything. They just want the money that you have so they can get this gun going on. You know what I mean? And it's a very serious issue because you don't know where the gun that you bought from, Tay-Tay or Tyreek or whoever you bought this gun from, where it came from. You know, it could already be bodies on the gun. You know what I mean? So if you actually think that you need a gun, you should buy the gun brand new. Now, there is shops where they sell used guns. Me, myself, if I purchased the gun, I wouldn't feel comfortable with that due to the fact that it may have some type of mechanical problems or whatever like that. I would just recommend buying the gun brand new. If you absolutely need a gun. And I darn sure wouldn't buy a gun, get a license to carry, to be walking around in the hood with a gun on your hip, like you just asking to get shot or robbed. You know what I mean? Like you ain't wired or this ain't the old West. You don't have to be walking around like that. And I know some people feel like that. You know, I live in Barchman Village, I live in North Philly. Then I ain't trying to be funny. See if you can get a better job. See if you can move. This is why education is key. That's why we try and teach these youth to do better for themselves so that this conversation isn't a conversation for them. They shouldn't have to feel like that, hey, I need a gun. Let me go talk to Riri or Ray Ray or whoever you're going to talk to get this done. Because if they're going forward and continuing their education, they're going to college, tech school, barber school, whatever. Do whatever you got to do to get out the hood. So you ain't got to worry about buying a gun. You know what I mean? If you want to buy a gun, you know, let it be for sport. Because you just like going out to the range shooting. Not because you scared, because you got to go to the store and buy a bottle of milk. And you don't want to get shot or shot at. Or you don't want to get robbed or whatever like that. Now, don't get me wrong. You know, people get robbed in Chestnut Hill. And, you know, Cherry Hill and all kinds of so-called safe places. You know what I mean? Just like somebody in the hood would. You know, Wilson Projects. You know, so on and so forth. But the probability is not that great. You know what I mean? Like, it's not too many shootings happening out in Cheltenham. It's a whole lot of shootings happening out in Wilson Park. You know what I mean? Where guns are just sitting around like they can't. It's sad. Actually, somebody just got killed. I think last week. Somebody was telling me. I got bad memory. Some about some females. It was on the news. I guess they got involved in some kind of altercation with a guy. Some other guy approached these females. You know, they had words, and a female that actually wasn't really involved in the situation got shot and killed. Nice looking lady. She left some kids behind. She had to be like early 30s. I mean, I don't know where they got the guns from, but whether they brought it legally, straw purchase, ran to their homie house and said, let me get your gat, or, you know, whatever you call on the street now. They died unnecessarily, you know, over an altercation. People just mind your business. If it ain't involving you, then mind your business. And I mean, I'm dead serious. I mean, it could be your son, your mother, your brother. If it sounds screwy, just leave it alone. And I don't have a mom. I mean, I have a brother. I got some friends. I got nephews, nieces, cousins. And I try not to get myself involved in anything that would jeopardize my future, because I have people depending on me. Now, I'm not trying to say I'm the most valuable asset, but for those people that's depending on me, I am. You know what I mean? I'm a laid-back guy, you know what I mean? I don't see everything as somebody else does, but that really doesn't matter. If it's not involving you, and it sounds screwy, screwy like, I don't know, this dude pulled a gun out on me, let me get your gat. Like, if he pulled a gun out on you and you was able to come to my house to ask for my gun, then consider yourself lucky. Why would you want to return to that situation? I don't understand. But, I mean, I'm laughing, but this is actually happening. You know, people, you know, they run to their friends or their in-laws or their relatives or whatever like that. And they say, hey, you know, I just had a little falling out with them niggas down the street. Just don't even get yourself involved in it. If the person had a fallout with somebody down the street, then you let them figure out how they gonna handle that with the person down the street. Because it's not your situation. You know what I mean? Like I said, just like I do, I have people that depend on me. And I'm not going to be foolish enough to give somebody a gun so they can go shoot somebody because, whatever reason, they ain't going to make their $20 or they stepped on their shoe or whatever. It ain't that deep to kill somebody. So, We wanted to just bring you this information because I care about you guys' kids out there. You know what I mean? That's what the whole foundation is for, is to help impoverish urban youth. And I can't help them if they shooting people or they being shot at. You know what I mean? So we're actually working on a program to better the relationships with urban youth and police, where we'll have youth go into the police district. The police academy, so they can learn the functions and operations of a police officer. So they won't seem like this big scary monster that's coming into my neighborhood and probably gonna kill me and my family. And I ain't gonna lie, the last time I was pulled over, I actually was like, I hope I make it out of this alive. I'm laughing, but it's really not funny. You know what I mean? Actually, the idea came from the officer that pulled me over. So, he made this idea. He gave me this idea. We definitely gonna run with it. We want to see how it's gonna go. So if you know of any youth that may be interested in going to a police academy tour, give us a call, 267-386-6361. We'd love to, take your child along. Obviously we'll do the correct paperwork as far as parental consent and everything like that. But females, one more time, please do not buy a gun for your boyfriend or your cousins or whoever. It's just or your girlfriend. That's happening now too. It's just not worth it. You understand what I'm saying? It's just not worth your life. So many females out here that I know have careers as a nurse, teachers, and you just don't need that in your life. You know what I mean? If you involved with somebody who can't legitimately buy a firearm because they have a screwy background, then you might want to reconsider what you're doing with that individual. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I said, I got people that depend on me, and if they depending on me, I'm pretty sure you got people that depend on you too. So I appreciate you guys coming out. Please donate your guys' money. Go to the youth that we're trying to prevent from any type of gun violence. We're trying to get these guys a better future. The donation information is right on the screen. If you don't see it, it's the Cash App information is $, FLZ FDN. You can leave your email or contact us. We'll send you a receipt, but we just trying to raise funds so we can do things like I just said with the police academy tour, and we also trying to get a college tour going on. And as I just mentioned, we will be helping with what's the name of that school? I can't think of the name of the school to save my life. It's an elementary school. We'll be helping the students there write essays. It's a universal school by Philadelphia native Mr. Kenny Gamble, and we will be participating with the school to help the students to better construct essays to get them in middle school. This is the type of things that the students should be doing. Should be going to after school programs, trying to get into better and higher academic positions for themselves, opposed to grabbing your hand, got out of the closet. I love you guys. Take care. See you guys next Thursday. God bless. Good night.